back to G4 Sports Talk. I'm your host, George Johnston. Now, as you know, earlier this year, we talked with Eagles Superfan Mr. Prince about how this team was doing during the draft and their future for the season. Well, now that it's almost at the end of the season, we're going to talk to him again about how have they been doing and what's in their future for them. So let's talk sports! Hello, Mr. Prince. Thank you for letting me have you back on the show for the second time this year.
I'm happy to be back. Thank you for having me back on, G4.
You're welcome. All right, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was Jalen Hurts. Because as you know, the Eagles traded Carson Wentz to the Colts, and now Jalen Hurts has been the starter for pretty much the entire season. So what are your feelings on him?
So with Jalen Hurts, what I've been seeing, and also like with stats as well, Jalen Hurts has actually been progressively getting better. Also being in the pocket more, because like it's a risk when you have because he's a runner. Like, let's be honest, like he could play receiver if he really wanted to, in my opinion. But he's a quarterback and he's a runner. But like he's gotten to that quarterback mindset. He's gotten a lot better. I've seen a lot more improvement because in the beginning of the season it was kind of rough.
Yeah, and we've seen some very good games from him, including Week 1 against the Falcons, and then that game against the Lions. So we've seen some pretty good blowout games that have been anchored by him. And I think that he's probably the next generation of dual threat quarterbacks, because we have Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson. We just got Jalen Hurts, and he's just gonna be something that the NFC is going to have to look out for. So, what are your feelings on the Washington-Philadelphia game being moved to Tuesday? Because as you know, multiple players on the Washington football team tested positive for COVID-19, and the game had to be moved to Tuesday. And I know lots of Philadelphia fans were very outraged. But what are your feelings on that?
So, just to recap with Jalen Hurts, it gives him more time to recover. Minshew, the backup quarterback, he definitely had a great game last game. A lot of people know he's a decent quarterback and he can do a lot. So that's good to have a backup quarterback. But the big headline is on Jalen Hurts if he can play. So having the game postponed to Tuesday, obviously for COVID reasons, gives him more time to actually recover a little bit. So he might have an opportunity to play. And I'm actually reading this article right now that he's been in full practice on Friday and Saturday. So even though he's questionable, he can still rotate in with Minshew if need be, you know?
Yeah, and we've seen great seasons from Minshew. I think in his rookie season, he threw for 21 touchdowns, and at that point, Jacksonville fans were just hyped. So even if Jalen Hurts will make it back, I feel like as you said, they will be rotating these two quarterbacks throughout the game.
And Minshew, yeah, I think I said Minshew, but yeah, definitely. I definitely think that it just helps the team if we could have the backup quarterback ready. So I don't mind him taking rotations in. And obviously COVID's just rearranging everything. And it's not only the NFL that's dealing with it. You see it with the NBA. You see it with a lot of other sports that are playing right now. So it's an adjustment, you know. It's just an adjustment, just like anything else in life.
If you look at the Eagles running, how good is their rushing offense? You'll see they have tons of playmakers. Just to name a few: Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, Jordan Howard, Kenneth Gainwell. And in my opinion, this is the best rushing offense the NFL has seen this season. So what's your take on their big rushing offense depth?
First off, ding. I like the fact that you say it's the best NFL running backs. I'm gonna take that as a personal gain. But other people are going to have different opinions about it, but we're not caring about their opinions. Just kidding. But anyways, just to recap on our running backs, it's a good thing that we have a rotation, but Miles Sanders is reported being a little bit hurt with an ankle injury, so that might be questionable, but thank God we have backups that are just as good. And I don't know if you noticed, our offense has been a little bit more spread out to play a
Yeah,
faster
yeah,
game.
I've seen
So
that.
we've been running more screens instead of like I formations and like different type of formations that would be more of like a run game formation. So yeah, I think we'll be all right with the run game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like the Eagles running, like what I said, they have in my opinion, they have the best rushing offense in the league. Uh, a lot of their backup running backs, nobody pays attention to. I mean, you pay attention to Miles Sanders and Jalen Hurts, but I have never met a person who has ever heard of Boston Scott, Kenneth Gainwell, or
Yeah,
Jordan
that
Howard.
game was
I
a
have
beast.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're so underrated, and even if they don't make it to at least 500 rushing yards, I can see, like if you look at the highlights, they're a pivotal part of the Eagles' offense.
I kind of agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, as long as they're getting rotation, their name's going to get called out.
Yeah,
There's depth in the running back skills. I'm just more concerned about like decision making and play making when it comes to the Eagles. Even though we have depth, if those guys aren't getting play time, we might not see them on the Eagles much longer in the next year or so. You know,
yeah,
or maybe a couple years. So it's it's like a balance between the coaches and like utilizing what your skill sets and what you have for each player. You know, so we'll see. Especially going to this next week because I think last year, the year before, I can't remember, but we had the same issue with the Redskins, or not the Redskins, the Washington football team. We played them back to back for a wild card to get into the playoffs, and we
yeah.
lost. Yeah, so like this is kind of historic now for Eagles and Washington towards the end of the season, trying to get into the playoffs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
right now the Eagles are literally on the brink of getting a wild card spot, while Washington owns a wild card spot right now. So this game is going to be pretty influential in how the wild card spots are marked. So next up, Devonta Smith, last year's Heisman Trophy winner. And as you were saying about a couple months ago, he has reasons that a couple other teams did not pick him, but he has performed very well. I mean against the Chiefs, against all these teams in the early start of the season, at least the first 8 games of the season, he has been performing very well. And being the team leader in receiving yards, I feel like this Jalen Devonta thing is going to be a great thing in Philadelphia. It's also because they both went to the same college. I'm not sure if they both played in Alabama at the same time, but I know
yeah, I
both
think it
of
was like
them
a
did
couple
go to
years or
Alabama.
something like that. They did go both to Alabama, but I think it's like Devontae Smith may have been like a freshman or sophomore, and Jalen was like on his way out, something like that, or maybe like a year or two. I don't know. I might have to check that up again. I'm not too sure, but the connection is there. Smith definitely has like a crisp route running. Like that's what he's known for. Because when he came out of college, his most questionable ability was to like gain weight pretty much. Like he had everything else, but like he was just 175. That's not it's very small for a receiver or anybody who's even playing at college level at in the SEC to be that size and to
Yeah.
be dominating like that. You get what I'm saying? So that's what saved him. That was his saving grace. And yeah, he definitely improved. I was questioning him. I'm not gonna lie, because like when you get a first round pick type of people, they're definitely like questionable. They're either a good player or they're a bust.
And Jalen Hurts, he's thrown 16 passing touchdowns this season. Devonta Smith has 4 receiving touchdowns, which means that Devonta Smith owns a quarter of Jalen Hurts' passing touchdowns. So he's pretty pivotal in this offense. And another receiver that is really pivotal in the offense. Well, he's not really a receiver, a tight end. Tight end Dallas Goddard. And he has been pretty pivotal these past few seasons. He's taken Zach Ertz's place because, as you know, he was on the team when Zach Ertz was in his final seasons. But Dallas Goddard has become the new Zach Ertz. I'm not saying he will reach Zach Ertz's level. He's definitely he's definitely a very good tight end. I wouldn't say top 3, top 5, top 10.
Yeah,
I'd probably
yeah, yeah.
say top 15.
He's
But
definitely up there though.
I'm definitely not saying he's not a bad tight end. He is
Yeah,
a good tight end. He is a great investment for the Eagles. But
yeah.
what do you think about him?
It's hard to replace Ertz because he's a Super Bowl champion,
Yeah.
right? And he's done so much for the Eagles. Even when like we were terrible, like it was always about Ertz. Like he was literally like almost the face of the franchise at one point. And to see him go was it's not like a disappointment. It's more so like everybody has their prime in the NFL,
Yeah.
right? So like even though he's going to a different team, I mean I haven't been checking on him as much, but he's not producing as much. At least I haven't noticed. I may be completely wrong, but he hasn't been producing as much. Maybe if you're sports betting, he's been producing for you. I don't know, but for Dallas, I think he can improve a lot. Right? He's good. He's consistent. That's a better word from what I want to say is that he's consistent for us, and that's what we need, especially because we're trying to spread out a lot more, and we want threats from the tight end as well. Even if he can catch, we want him to be able to block too, because we want to spread it out, but also use a run game in our spread out offense. Yeah, I'm investing in Dallas, but I think he can improve a lot, and that's like my general opinion about him. I
Yeah,
just think the Eagles can improve a lot in general, but yeah, Dallas could.
he can definitely turn. He's averaging at least 500 receiving yards a season right now. I think.
He could do 1,000. He can do
Yeah, he can go to 1,000.
yeah,
I know.
yeah.
And Landon Dickerson, their second pick in last year's draft. When I looked at them, I was confused about why they chose him. I mean, I know they already have Jason Kelsey. The only reason why I say that would be a good pick was to replace Jason Kelsey when he retires or when they trade him or something.
Right.
Uh, now, yeah, Jason Kelsey has been starting at center, but they've been using Landon Dickerson. They've been tinkering around with him. That's a better word. They've been tinkering around with him. They've been putting him at like left guard, right guard. He's been really consistent. I feel like if I had to make the all rookie teams, I would definitely put him at one of the guard positions. Uh, what I feel like is he has a Michael Owenu role. And Michael Owenu is a guard for my New England Patriots. Uh,
Okay.
in his rookie season, a lot of the Patriots' offensive line they got injured, so they were literally playing like everywhere on the offensive line, and that he got into the All Rookie team. So I feel like where Landon Dickerson is coming from, I feel like he has that Michael Owenu role. And since Brandon Brooks is out for the season, I think he had a pectoral strain.
Hmm.
They've been using him a lot at guard. So, what do you think is coming for the future of Landon Dickerson?
Well, he's on the COVID list right now, so that's a little bit of an issue. So I don't know if he's playing on Tuesday. Um, like you said, he's been like almost an all-purpose lineman. He's been playing a lot of different positions because of our injuries. Kelsey's been questionable here and there. I've seen him on the injury list here and there throughout the weeks. Land Johnson, um, a couple other offensive linemen. So, but also also want to make clear that it's not uncommon for a lot of offensive linemen in the NFL to play a lot of different positions. If they can't play a lot of different positions, they play the position on the other side at least. Like if you're a tackle on the left side, they'll play right side just in case. But there's some that are just really good at one position, so it's not uncommon. And that also makes you marketable when you're getting drafted as well. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
yeah, so like that, I think that Dickerson, if he can play on Tuesday, he'll be very effective. But that's what's up in the air right now with him. He's been doing well. You basically covered the line with him and what he does. I'm just piggybacking off what you're saying, but he's doing well. He's doing
yeah,
well.
yeah. I
Just if
feel
you play, that's the only thing. Can you play?
yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I look at my earlier position on him, I feel like I was totally wrong. He's really useful. He's really useful for Philadelphia, and I feel like he's gonna be the next generation of the Eagles offensive line because Lane Johnson, Brandon Brooks, Jason Kelsey. I know they're doing great. They are great
He's a player
players,
there. Yeah.
but they're not going to last forever. I mean, they're not like Tom Brady. I know Tom Brady's not gonna last forever, but at the point he's at, I feel like he can go into 50. Yeah, but they're not gonna last forever. So the Landon Dickerson pick, that was totally great. Yeah.
We're trying to, rebuild a little bit. We know our guys are a little bit older. We still have Cox on our team. If you think about how old Cox is, he's been around for a while. I think it's about almost a decade for him.
Yeah.
So like our team's a little bit older, so we're trying to get new guys in. We have some young guys. Our defensive linemen, some of them are like 22, 21,
Yeah.
23 years old. Some of them are young. But yeah, we're rebuilding, I think, slowly. But just like with the positions that we had stars in, we're trying to keep that consistent, or at least make sure that position is filled well. That's what I think is going on.
Wow, I loved this talk. So much information on the Eagles, so much updates on how they've been doing. I can't wait to have you back on the show again where we can have some Madden and some commentary. So thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, and you gotta give me one of them shirts before we do
Yeah,
the
yeah.
commentary stuff on
Yeah,
the
we will.
games.
Yeah, we will get you a shirt. And just something I wanted to say. G4sportstalk.com is coming to the internet in the next month. So you got to check that out because I think that there will be merch on that website. And
Let's
I
go.
can't wait to just see it.
Let's go. I can't wait either, G4. Thanks for having me once again.
You're welcome. See ya.
See you. Bye.